know, I was on YouTube earlier this morning, this Sunday. I was just tired. I was out late last night. I had a birthday to go to, and I sit and I go through my YouTube feed, and I see one guy I subscribe to, and he says why Martin Luther King was the worst leader to ever grace the black community or whatnot. And so I listen, and he makes some true points about him being co-opted by the government as to propagandize blacks, and how he hijacked the civil rights, the March on Washington in '63, because it really wasn't. He didn't have anything to do with it at first, and that's true. But he neglected to leave out a lot of information. And what I see when it comes to people talking about the black church, or the church in general, or even Christianity, which is now a four-letter word, but what I see is cherry-picked history, cherry-picked facts, or they neglect to tell the whole truth about what the church did. They neglect to talk about the positives that you see within the black church, within the church period. It's even the fact that I have to say this, and the fact that I'm saying this video is probably going to get some a-hole to come on here, because people on the internet are very violent towards Christianity. They're very violent towards the church. They hate the church. They despise the church. We're fed a narrative full of lies a lot of times, not really based on facts. Not really, they'll say they use Christianity to enslave you, but then they'll neglect to say, well, 75% of the abolitionist movement was ran by black Christians. So the black church gave us the abolitionist movement, but you don't know that. The abolitionist movement, even though they do it in TV and movies, they make it seem like it was white evangelical. No, it was black people. 75% of people. Who's gonna have the passion to get their family members out of bondage? Black people. That's where it came from. You don't see that. They neglect to talk about the faith of Frederick Douglass, or Harriet Tubman, Marcus Garvey, and others. They neglect to talk about that, because that doesn't fit the narrative. They also paint this narrative of black Christians as weak. And I'm gonna tell you something. Most Christians I know, you hit them in their mouth, they're gonna bust your guts. I don't know too many Christians that turn the other cheek. That is a part of the faith that I think people tend to, over push and act like that's something that most black Christians would do. And also, this is the thing. A lot of these quote-unquote master teachers that they try to use and post a video, these guys were frauds. I'm just going to tell the truth. A lot of these guys lied on their doctrine. They didn't have. I'm talking about some of these dead people. I respect my elders, nonetheless. I'm not going to say any names, but a few of them off the top I have in my mind right now. Come to find out, they lied about their doctrine. They were self-published. See, when you call these people scholars, you can't really call somebody a scholar who just makes up some information, but he refuses to put it to a university press, which you have black university presses that they could have went through. But they refuse to put this stuff under scrutiny. They would just go around and make lectures, and nobody would really challenge it. And now it's almost viewed as fact. You have people going around speaking confidently as if they know for a fact that they are telling the truth about Christianity. Jesus Christ never existed. When you got, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 different non-Christian sources saying he existed. These are and see, this is the problem. The real problem with it is this. If I'm a Christian, right, and you are either conscious, or if you hate that term, if you're not a Hotep, you just, you call yourself awake. The problem is this. What are you doing with your life? You see, I'm gonna go ahead and admit, I'm a Christian. I'm a believer, right? But I'm out here and I'm empowering myself. I'm taking steps. I'm moving. I'm doing something. I got friends who call me sleep and call me whatever, but they work for the white man. They drive the white man's cars. They wear his manufactured clothes. They speak on his cell phone towers. Everything about them is white, but they just accept their faith. And now they think just because they have a different faith, or they're somehow awake because they got this pseudo knowledge that they went dragged off YouTube off some videos, that now all of a sudden you in a higher moral position or something than I am, and you can speak down to me because of my faith. You get on my last nerves. I get sick of these cats tagging me on YouTube, tagging me with all these videos, posting my name, saying, what do you think? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? I get tired of it. I'm sick of it. I can't even enjoy Christmas Day without somebody tagging me in a post about a Christmas tree, or, Santa Claus isn't real. Nigga, I know Santa Claus ain't real. They go get some Old Testament verse about Christmas trees, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of you niggas, because you'd rather sit and post about that than get out here and start a business. You'd rather sit and pontificate and brag about how you deep and you got all this knowledge. When you go to sleep, you leave your body, and your melanin makes you can fly because you got nothing dumb, stupid. These niggas is on another level, and I'm sick of it. Not only that, they hold the church to a standard that nobody has to hold up to. You can be conscious. Umar just can come across the country, sleep with 30, 40 strippers. I know personally 3 chicks that he has personally slept with. Personally, I'm one degree removed, literally, from these females that he's personally slept with. But nobody gives a rat's about it. When I talk to these guys about it, they didn't care. I don't care about him sleeping with the strippers. I mean, I said, well, dang, didn't the guy lie and say that he was celibate? And I mean, is he not going to be out here teaching other black men? I mean, is this the way you want a black man to conduct himself, who calls himself a leader of young men? Nobody cared, because he's conscious. He speaks well. See, when the Eddie Long situation popped off, I'm gonna tell the truth. When the Eddie Long situation popped off, and everybody was saying he was messing around with these boys, I didn't defend him. I did not defend him. I said to myself, if he did it, he's wrong. He's wrong. Even the Bible says that anybody can fall. Nobody's above sin. Nobody. And before you go and talk about, well, that's the problem, I don't believe in sin. Even Ma'at, the first principle of Ma'at, look it up. Look it up. These niggas, when they come to knowledge, they just cherry pick whatever they want, so I can live like I want. Smoke weed. I can fuck as many women as I want. I can go out here and live like I want. I got one dude, me and him did stuff business together. He went and lied, stole money and everything, but he conscious. There is no standard to this so-called consciousness. You can do whatever you want and still claim you conscious. That's what gets on my nerves. Look at Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is 40-something going on 50. Coming in there with a camera, trying to check a dude, because for some he said 5-6 years ago, or 4-5 years ago, talking about what he gonna do. What you gonna do, Crispy? I have a problem with that, but he's conscious, and he gets a pass. They still going out to buy and support this guy. You say something about Tariq, they come in the comment section, talking, defending. But I want to know the difference between this and the Eddie Long members that defended Eddie Long when that happened. I was actually in Atlanta. Some of the members were on Fox News channel 2, right? And they literally said, I trust him and I this and I that. And I called, I said, man, they crazy. Ain't no way you can support a dude. I don't know what he did. I don't know what he may have done. So I don't support a guy like that, because I don't know what he did. And it's the same thing with us as black people. We tend to support. Now we've left the church, a lot of us, and now we're supporting these conscious people, whether they do dirt or not. And I'm just kind of at a point where I'm just not, I can't respect you guys. See, because if I'm conscious and you're not, or vice versa, however, but you do something and I can't then turn around and talk about you and say you ain't this and you ain't that. See, because I'm gonna tell you something. This is the most simple principle about it. I know personally within my circle of people that were in the ministry at Tuskegee that are still in the ministry. I know probably, I say about 10 pastors that started their ministry when they were in college. They gave their life to Christ and they started being in ministry. These guys are great fathers, great husbands, great men of God. They out here doing what they're supposed to do. My brother is one of the most devout Christians I know. My brother will take a L before he lies. He will lose before he sits and let something go against what he believes that goes against his integrity fly. He won't do that. He'll just say, you know what, I'm not gonna let this go. If we're gonna lose money, if we do an investment, and we told him if we gave our word, we're gonna stick to it. If we said we're going to do something, or if something is against, if it's still in, or if it's wrong, I don't care. If it's an opportunity where we can make thousands of dollars, I don't want to do it because it's not right. The word of God says we shouldn't do it, and he won't do it. This is my brother. I know people, that went 3-4 years without having sex. Serious. Following the word of God. Got married. I know people that got married as virgins. There's not people talking about this on the internet. They waited. They were chaste. They got married. They got family. Both of them are engineers. Live in Birmingham, Alabama. I know I can say their names. They were married. They were virgins. They walked out. Was he struggling? Of course. Did he have moments of weakness? Of course. But they tried. And see, the thing is, nobody's going to take a bullhorn and go around and scream and brag about that. Even within every mega church, you got some real people in there that's serious. You got some people in there, men and women, that are really walking with God, that are doing what they're saying they're supposed to do. But that's not what you remember. That's not what you're going to talk about. They say a lie gets around the world 4 times before the truth could even put on its shoes. See, people, and I'm not saying it's not a lie. A lot of times it's true. You got people in ministry that do a lot of dirt. I could tell you stories of people. I actually been involved in ministry. I've met and sat with some of these people that are wrong, that do certain things. I've sat with them, but I know a lot of them that do. So it's not just 100% one way. It's not. Has the church been oblivious to a lot of the issues and ills? Of course. There are certain things that you can say about the church. It's just clear. Like, yeah, they're right. When Eddie Long did what he did, I was against it. I said he should step down. He shouldn't be in ministry. He should step down, at least for a good season. He shouldn't just be out here preaching and doing what he's doing. He shouldn't. If you look at a lot of people in church, and I know people that have stepped down out of respect for the office of pastor. I know people that legitimately live it, man. That's the problem. So when you say this, and then they say, and this is another thing you guys say, you guys worship white Jesus. I don't know too many people that think Jesus is white. I don't. I do. Have I seen those pictures in churches? I'll be honest. Yes, I have. I've seen those pictures. I know that subconsciously that played something in your mind, and you will when you think of Jesus, Yeshua. When you think of God, you may think of that. I will admit that does happen. So it is powerful. That's true. But I won't go as far as to say that we worship white people, and that when most Christians I know, if you sit and talk to them about racism, white supremacy, they'll say, yeah, man, you're right. Most black people still consider, according to black demographics, still consider themselves to be Christian. If you ask black people about getting shot, if you ask black people about anything, they'll say, yeah, I feel that way too, man. That black people are not somehow weak and stupid because of their faith. Because let's be honest, man. Sandra Bland was conscious. Corin Gaines was conscious. They're dead. If all this conscious talk, all this Moorish Science Temple and all this talk, you get pulled over, you die just like anybody else. until it's no way out of this, man. And for you people out here to make us out to be fools and stupid, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of, more so, I'm sick of the believers that are scared to say something while they coming in they're leading as many people they can away from the faith, and for stupid, poorly constructed reasons that really aren't really made to be factual. If you come with some of these points are actually studied and really based in some facts, and you have to actually prove it. And some of these points these people are making are just rudimentary, weak arguments. I heard Umar Justice say, Grandmama's putting money in the church, and the church is causing her to, lose her home because the church gives money to investors. Those investors are coming to re-gentrify the neighborhood. They're raising taxes. And he doing all this gymnastics to prove that she shouldn't be paying. First of all, I don't even believe in tithing away to the church. So I get that. I understand. There's some things, there's problems. You should not be throwing your whole house, your savings into a church. That's stupid. You need to help your brother and sister sitting next to you that's struggling to keep their lights on, not the pastor. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I do. But at the same time, it was only at the time he said it was like 23 black banks in the whole United States. Now, yeah, you can get online and open up bank accounts and stuff like that. But we talking about a lot of these people, older people, they not gonna get online and open an account. They want a bank that's right in front of them, that's in their neighborhoods. And a lot of these black banks aren't. They're not. Every black person doesn't live around a black bank. I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. We got one location for a black bank. One location. And a lot of folks don't know they're black owned. It was called First Tuskegee Bank. They just got sold. Somebody else just bought it. But they're black owned. So black banks aren't just out here telling, hey, we're black owned, we're this, we're that. No, they're not. That's not the case. It's not a lot about it. Not only that, Bunker Church, every black person that has a checking account, is it at a black bank? Probably not. So if you work in a 9-to-5 or a job, and you get paid direct deposit every Friday, that money goes into a bank. That's way more money than that goes into a church on a tithe on a Sunday. Way more. Why didn't he say that? Because it's about trying to stop people from going to church. It's about stopping people from being in this faith because it makes us weak. And the white man, this and that. You need to give to my school. You need to give to this. You need to give. You need to help Tariq Nasheed raise money to go out here and do this. I actually heard Tariq Nasheed brag to one of his callers that it's a lot of money in what he's doing in Hidden Covers. Every year he does these documentaries, makes his money, then he comes back and does another fundraiser, and we pay. Does a documentary. Every documentary has one common thread: anti-church. Never mind Islam. Never mind. Honestly, a lot of these conscious Hotep hustlers is only made to keep your mind on white supremacy. It's not really made to make you understand that even if, and I do agree, there is such thing as white supremacy racism if you listen to my channel, but at the same time, racism and white supremacy is what it is. What are you going to do? What actions are you going to take? Now, I'll give him credit. He does try to spend maybe 10% of his videos talking about solutions. He does that at the end. He'll say, okay, this is what we need to do. Niggas ain't listening. We done seen images of people getting hung. We sitting there still focusing on the hate and anger for what these crackers done did to us. That's what we focused on. We ain't got time to listen to your solutions, actions, part. Now, if you make something like 7 a.m., even though he came from a white supremacist mindset, he still talked about businesses and and the other one. Even this whole thing with gentrified, I disagree. Because anybody can buy a house, anybody can buy land. If these Asians or other people, now are we in a position to do that? Well, the question is, there's a lot of middle people that making 70, 80. There's a lot. I live in Atlanta. There's a lot of black people making money. You can buy something. You can go buy some property. I refuse to believe. You can buy tax liens. Go to Blackonomics. Brother Dave Anderson. Listen to his show every day on TuneIn Radio, 1 o'clock. Listen to this brother. The reason I like him is because he comes with solutions. He comes with answers. He's not sitting around here talking about, well, you a Christian, you weak. I'm tired of that. That's played and it's tired. And I'm sick of, quite frankly, people insulting my faith because of what I believe. I'm sick of going down my timeline, seeing niggas post these poorly constructed arguments and saying, well, just making these little memes to get you to think, man, I'm just waking niggas up, man. I'm just waking. Your ass ain't waking niggas up. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. You think you doing. See, the problem, we've been sold this bill of good. I'm fighting if I post on Facebook, which is owned by Mark Zuckerberg, a white guy who works for the government. Dark Overlord. I'm posting for the CIA operative, Dark Overlord. I'm posting on his website, and I'm trying to empower my people through his website. And you wonder why all these people channels get blocked. You wonder why. Because if you really, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think white people really care about that. Quiet as kept. I don't think they really care. I think white people look at you and laugh. Like, look at this nigga. All he can talk about is Christianity. Meanwhile, he works for me. He's wearing my clothes. He's wearing my products. He's promoting my products. He has, I mean, let's be honest, he takes pictures when he dresses up. Every thread he has on is made by a white manufacturer. His grandchildren, his great-grandchildren will work for my great-grandchildren. So what power do you have if you are conscious? See, I'm sick of it. You got these people posting these videos and they talk, oh man, she deep, he deep, they know something, they this, they that. I mean, and let's be honest. What power do you really have? You're up here talking. You're not doing nothing. 90% of them. 90% of them. I'm sorry. And you know what? I hadn't even went into the whole Umar Johnson Sour Soup and City beef. Hadn't went into it. Umar Johnson sat up there and destroyed himself, talking like he is a nigga off the streets. Nobody. You know what? I'm willing to say he probably lost maybe 10% of the people that follow him. That's how stupid we are. That's how stupid. I'm not saying all black people. What I'm saying is that's how we don't really. If we like you, if you got a mouthpiece, if you got a gift, you can do whatever you want to do. It doesn't make a difference. You can't talk about the church. All them niggas need to shut up. If you following Umar Johnson, shut up. Don't ever say nothing about the church again. If you still giving money to that school, shut up about the church. You can't say nothing. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. I am tired. Because I see all this talk about, you know, I'm conscious, I'm this and that. They're not building. They're not this, they're not that. I'm building. Okay, how you building? Most of these brothers ain't never wrote a business plan. Most of these brothers got bad credit. But I'm being straight up. Most of these brothers are ex-convicts. That's how they got conscious half the time. One of my friends on Facebook, that's all he talks about. That's all he every day is a conscious post. Only reason I ain't unfriended him because we really are good friends. Other than that, I wouldn't fool with him. Not and told him. I told him. I said, man, don't tag me on this consciousness. I'm not with that. Let's see, if you talking about some black business empowerment, I'm with you. Let's do it. Let's link up. Let's do it. I got a partner now. He conscious, but he's smart. You know what? He said, man, I ain't posting nothing. I don't even call myself conscious. He told me this last week. He said, man, I don't call myself conscious. I ain't doing it in post no more. I think it's more so a fad. These guys aren't really out here trying to empower. They're not really out here trying to do something. He said, I'm working with you and you a Christian. But you understand the game. You out here trying to make moves. So we flipping houses together. See what I'm saying? I don't hate conscious people. I ain't gonna say they hate me. I'm sure they wouldn't hate me. They'll just think I'm lost. That's it. He's lost. He got his head up the white man behind. I struggle to understand how a black man can call himself conscious and you can't do nothing if a cop pull you over and shoot you. You can't do nothing but what. And another thing, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna end this video. I'm gonna say this. You got a lot of people dogging out these family members when they come out and saying they prayed about it and they gave it to God and this and that. And this is the thing. If you read the Word of God, even in James it says, faith without works is dead. Right? So if I say I'm a believer and I believe, but I'm sitting on my behind, that's just like somebody said, I'm trusting God to give me $100 million. Well, for what? Why? What steps have you taken? God ain't gonna just give you something. You gotta plant a seed and water it. You know, it's called seed and harvest for a reason. You gotta till. You gotta do what you gotta do. So I respect the understanding of that. But then, once you have done that, once you have gone to the justice system, that's all everybody and their mama under this. If you ever watch this video, that's all you're gonna do. 99% of y'all is go and try to get a lawyer if they do something and try to sue. That's all you're gonna do. 90% of us ain't got the heart to strap up and go blow these cops away. Or blow the white man, go kill George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman running around here now. All these countries, deep brothers. George Zimmerman running around here talking greasy, saying stuff talking on Facebook, posting pictures, bragging about it on Twitter. Don't try me, I already showed what I can do. Selling the gun, auctioning it off. And y'all niggas ain't doing nothing. Nothing. Ain't nobody organized yet to kill this nigga. If that's what you about. I want to see this revolution. I want to see it. I want to see y'all niggas get out here and do what you say. You not. Shut up. That's not what you're going to do. If a cop pull you over, or pull any one of your family members over, beat them, kill them, do whatever, you're going to do the same thing that Christian going to do. You're going to go get your lawyer. You're going to try to follow the justice system through. And they're going to probably do you the same way they did the guy Walter Scott. They put the whole gay black guy on there. I'm going to make a video about gays. They get on my last nerve. They put that gay guy on there. He lied. Now the guy got off. What happened? What happened? Was Walter Scott conscious? We don't know. See what I'm saying? We know Sandra Bland was. She died. And so when you see these family members praying and saying, man, I just gave it to God, they give you that sound bite. You niggas eat that up. They laid that up. Look at you. You going to make believe. You going out in the clouds. No. She's saying, look, I got this pain and hurt. I went through the system. I did everything I thought I could do. It didn't work. It's in God's hands. I've done everything I can do. That's what they're saying. But you niggas don't care about that. They don't care about that. All they care about is a soundbite what she said is in God's hands. I'm praying about it. I've had people cross me in the church. I've been done wrong, right? I had a guy cross me and do me wrong at Tuskegee. Was in the ministry. I didn't doubt that the guy was a believer. He had some issues, right? He never once came to me for forgiveness. He never asked for forgiveness. So I didn't forgive him. I was mad. It took me years. In fact, I still probably got some ill will towards this guy. Not because I understood how he actually admitted to other people that he did wrong. This is a guy that was older than me, that was in ministry, working in ministry with college students when I was in college at Tuskegee. So, and he told a guy 4 or 5 years after that I know I did this guy wrong. He admitted it, told the guy he was gonna come to me and apologize, never did. So in my mind, I know he's a phony, right? At least in that regard, he got too much pride, whatever. I ain't gonna say he fake Christian, but he got issues, right? So I didn't forgive this guy. But if you read the Bible, it says, if your brother hears you, then you want it. The Bible, like when Dylan Roof happened, right? I'm talking about it ain't been a day, the bodies ain't even cold. And you got people out here saying they forgive the guy. Now, I'm going to say this. One thing I understand about the church. You got to understand, if you're a church member, you listening to this, don't be stupid. Don't go up on no camera on Fox News or CNN. They don't believe. They ain't on your side, okay? Don't give them that sound bite telling you forgive nobody. Don't give them that. I forgive him in time, but right now I want justice. That's what I want. I ain't trying to hear that. And some of his family members said that. But they got that one or two people that said, I forgive, I know we're supposed to. Wait a minute. Every time a black person get done wrong, he ain't got to just scream. I will admit, there's some things that the conscious community is saying about the church that are true, that they need to fix. They don't need to do that. These pastors, that needs to be fixed. I'm sorry. Pastors ain't got no business making as much as a professional athlete. You a pastor? I know a pastor in Atlanta, got a helicopter, driving all these cars. No. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with that. There needs to be a change on that. He ain't got no business. I personally know the inner workings of this ministry. This dude, when he got there, they was paying 200 and some thousand a year. Now he's making 6 something. Real talk. He's a top 1% earner. I'm sorry, he's top 2. He's up there. Let's put it like that. He's up there. I have to go look the actual chart up to see. He's up there. He's making, I know dudes in the NBA made $750 a year. This dude's making 6 something. He's making more than a lot of entertainers and rappers and stockbrokers. The highest paying people don't make that much. I think top 1% is 500,000 or more. So that's what I'm saying. We have a problem. So I'll admit that. But let's stop it with this trying to paint us out to be some doggone, like the show Underground. I love the show Underground. I like the Roots. I actually watched that Roots thing. But they painted us to be some weakling. That wasn't the case, man. That was not the case. That was not the case. Were there some weak Christians? Yes. But don't paint the whole, every time you see it on TV, the Christians on TV during slavery were weak and crying. And I remember the movie that was Roots. Something happened. And this guy was talking to I think it was Chicken George or something, came to see his wife's father, and he was in the church and he was crying and he was all weak and screaming like a little feminine. No, hell no. What about the deacons of the fence? What about that? What about Marcus Garvey? What about that? There's a lot of Christians ain't take it, man. Y'all got to stop that, man. Quit lying. A lot of us stood up. A lot of us ain't just cowards. A lot of us will die. Let me tell you, I'm gonna tell this story now. This is me finishing for real. This has been on my mind for a minute. Me and my brother did some trucking business with this guy. He's a thug, right? Now my brother's 40 or over 50 actually, and he, my brother's real clean cut guy. Dresses nice, wears nice clothes, real articulate. He's not as country as I am, So we met at Applebee's, and the guy was just talking about, he does trucking and this and that. He think he's thug, he think he's tough, so he telling us about how he had a guy in the trunk and this and that, right? So, long story short, we did the trucking business, we did, and the guy stopped paying us. So I called the guy, and he's talking greasy. And so I was trying to play smart and say, okay, now I can really snap on this dude, but I said, let me at least try to see if I can work something out and see if we can get our money. So in the midst of that, he's talking crazy. My brother on the phone, he started talking about, hey, I don't care, I do you. So my brother quietly, he just, okay, man, look, I'm gonna be up here at the Y. I'm gonna be at the Y working out. I'm gonna be down there at 1 o'clock. I see you there. If you want to do something, I'm coming by myself unarmed. What's up? Let's see what's up. Of course, I went down there because if you go down and touch my brother, it's going down. Simple as that. I was there because I said if he touched my brother, it's gonna be some action, right? This dude ain't show up. But I thought my brother was a Christian. I thought he was weak. I thought he was a punk. See what I'm saying? Y'all got to stop this, man. We ain't weak. We ain't punks. There's been a lot of issues in the black church that need to be addressed. But to sit and say that we're all weak, we all just worship white supremacy, and I don't see white folk. Every black person I know don't worship white folk. I don't know no black person that I know. I know a few of them on YouTube that they probably do. But for the most part, the black people I know do not worship white people. They can go to church, they can love the Lord, ask them about racism and white supremacy. Watch what they say. 90% of them, old, young, civil rights generation, they made some dumb choices. But at the end of the day, nobody had ever been through that before. I don't think integration was a good idea, but to sit and cherry pick history and to dog out Martin Luther King's legacy and say that this man was the worst leader we've ever seen when he gave his life for the struggle, and he did change in his latter years and start preaching black economic empowerment. But you just gloss over that to make people see it's a lot of deception going on. That's what it is. Thank you.